this is my pile of yarn. Is this all the yarn that I have in the house? No, it is not. It is not even close, but we're not going to talk about that today. Today, we're just going to start the journey of stash busting my way to a new wardrobe. I have been itching for some fun new clothes, but if you're a regular here, you know that I am buying no new clothes in 2025. Now with this no buy or low buy clothing here, I can still buy clothes secondhand, I can still buy from smaller local businesses, and I can still make myself clothing. In a little bit less than a month, I am going to be going to Anaheim, California for VidCon, and I am so excited. VidCon is just genuinely one of my favorite weeks of the year. I get to see all my creator friends, I get to see so many of you guys. It is just so much fun. Like, so much of this world of being a YouTuber exists like this, where I only get to see you guys through a screen, and VidCon just brings it all to life. I just love VidCon so much, and I really want some fun new clothes to wear to VidCon. So that is what we're going to be starting on today. We are going to be attempting to stash bust my way to a new wardrobe. So the thing about my massive pile of yarn, as you may have noticed, there's a lot of partial skeins, a lot of just a little bit of things left over from different projects. It's perfect. It is perfect for me and for my style. Y'all know how much I love scrap yarn projects in general. So I have been scouring Pinterest and I have been looking for inspiration, not only for scrap yarn projects, but also for summer clothes projects, because most of our yarn type projects seem to end up being fall and winter clothes, and it's going to be hot. It is going to be Southern California at the end of June. We need some fun little summer clothes. Before we really get started and dive into our stash busting, I want to show y'all the inspiration photos that I've been looking at so you can kind of see what I'm envisioning. And I'm feeling like this project is probably going to last a few weeks because I do want to make multiple items of clothing before I travel. So this will be a really good collaborative opportunity where y'all can give me feedback, give me ideas, say, hey, I have this idea for this yarn. Ooh, this scrap yarn would look good with this. Definitely give me all of your opinions in the comments. In just a second, I'm going to be throwing up some inspiration photos over here so we can kind of talk through all of the ideas. But I just wanted to say these are not my photos. These are inspiration photos that I found on Pinterest. And if you would like to see my full inspo board with all of the original creators, it is tagged in the description. All right, does everyone have a cozy drink and your yarn to crochet or knit along? Let's dive in and stash bust my way to a new wardrobe. First things first, we have to talk about this first item of clothing that I am already working on because I'm so excited. I have been seeing these granny square shirts for years. I love them. I think they are so cool. And it's literally just 4 granny squares with a granny square stitch around the base. So that's the first shirt that I'm working on. And that's the shirt that I am determined to have done in this video. I'm hoping to have 2 different shirts done in this video, or maybe a shirt and a bag or a shirt and an accessory, but I definitely want to get this colorful granny square shirt done in this video, and I definitely think it's possible. Now, speaking of bags, I love these scrap yarn bags. I know that I always carry Becca with me. Becca is my chicken purse, as in Becca, you know, if you guys aren't familiar with Becca. But I feel like sometimes at events like VidCon and different Comic-Cons and conferences, I like to have a tote with me, some sort of a bigger bag that I can carry things in. So I'm thinking that I might want to make one of these scrap yarn totes. I haven't seen this pin in particular for a while, and I'd kind of forgotten about it until I actually met one of you at last week's Renaissance Fair. So if you're seeing this, let me know if you're in the comments. And oh my gosh, you had the cutest crochet headband on and the cutest scrap yarn purse that you said you crocheted both of them, and I was like, that is adorable. I am obsessed, and it reminded me of this pin. So thank you for the inspiration and for making me remember that I have been wanting to make one of these for so long. I have to make one. I have to make one of these little totes. Okay, up next, you are gonna see a theme of granny square stitches, mainly because it goes really, really quickly, and it's really, really good for scrap yarn projects because you're changing colors nonstop. And another reason that I really want to do a lot of granny square type things for this trip in particular is because it's really airy. It's really, really flowy. I can throw a lot of these granny square projects on top of a tank top and maybe a skirt or a tank top and jeans, and just have this fun accent piece on top. So the next project that I want to talk about is the idea of some form of a granny square dress. There's 2 different ones that I've been looking at. One of them is kind of almost like the one I'm working on right now, but just longer. But instead of doing the 4, it's just 2, right? So it's 2 granny squares just draped over your shoulders, and they're longer down to here. And then you have the whole base. I love that I'm describing all of this even though you guys are literally seeing the photo right here. Anyways, that is the first type of granny square dress that I've thought about making. But the other kind of granny square dress I'm thinking about making is this oversized, flowy granny square dress. I just feel like this one would take a lot longer, but maybe it wouldn't. I'm thinking if I did do this giant granny square dress where there's just one big granny square in the front, one big granny square in the back, I don't think I would change colors every single row, but that might be a wasted opportunity. I don't know, but that would be a lot of crocheting. Do I realistically think that I could get that done and at least 2 other shirts done in a bag before I leave in a month? This might be a fall project, but I want to do this dress at some point in time. Next, let's talk about a project that would be a lot faster, a mesh shawl. Shawl or shawl? This is continuously something that I bring up because I am convinced that it's shaw, even though I know it's shawl. I feel like I get about 20% of the comments saying that y'all agree with me and that it's shaw, not shawl. I mean, that's one of my favorite things about language, that we all say things slightly different, but if you hear me saying shaw, I mean shawl. So anyways, back to the shawl. I'm thinking that I want to do like some form of a colorful shawl, something that I can do with mesh stitches. The last mesh shawl that I made was for the Renaissance Fair a few weekends ago. It was so easy. It flew by. I had it done in one evening and I loved the way that it turned out. I'm thinking that I can do something like this again, but maybe with some like bright, colorful, fun, summery colors. An idea that I love, but that I don't know if I'll be able to get it done in the next couple weeks, is this type of like freeform crochet, especially like this freeform crochet with scrap yarn. It is so gorgeous. It is art. I mean, all crochet is art, but some of this literally looks like beautiful abstract pieces of artwork that you would like see in a museum as like a sculpture, you know? I have messed around with some freeform crochet in forms of like scrumbles, but I haven't really done anything quite like this. I would love to try this. I don't know if it's going to happen in the next couple weeks, but you never know. I might get the itch to just start trying to make something like this. And last but not least, on this stash busting journey, something that I would love to do is add more crochet to my existing pieces of clothing and or like thrifted clothes. I'm pretty tall and a lot of my jeans are pretty short on me, so I love this idea of like adding a cuff to the base of jeans, or even doing something crazier like actually adding like a bell bottom to the bottom of jeans. I love the idea of adding to the bottom of a crochet skirt or replacing jean jacket sleeves with crochet. I have played around with adding crochet to clothes in the past. If you did miss that video, I will link it above. I had so much fun. I loved adding crochet to different items of clothing. And these clothes that I did in this video are things that I am considering bringing to VidCon, but at least 2 of them are more like winter clothes, and I definitely am going to need some summery clothes. So I'm not sure what yet, but I do think that I might take some of my existing clothing and add some crochet to it during this journey. Now, as much as I would love to just keep crocheting and keep actually doing the act of making the clothes, y'all saw the yarn pile. You guys saw what a mess half of these skeins are. They are tangled, they are kind of floopy. I don't even know where the end is. Okay, you know what I'm saying. It's a mess. I want to really know what yarn I have and like be able to see it in at least a semi-organized way in more usable skeins than this. So what we're going to do next is we are going to wind all of the yarn into these nice little yarn cakes, and that way we'll be able to set them all out, we'll be able to see everything that we have to work with, and we can really start to plan these projects. I officially spent all evening last night winding yarn by hand, and y'all, I have been crocheting so much lately and my nerve damage has not been hurting at all, but winding all of the yarn. I had to like put back on my Kathie tape, which I have not had to use in a couple months. My arm was so sore, and y'all, I was posting some shorts about this whole project, about how we're gonna do stash busting and make a whole new wardrobe and all these things. And some of y'all in the comments totally called me out. They're like, why are you using your hand crank one when we know you have an electric one? Y'all, okay, if you're regular, you know a little bit about the fiasco that is our house, and how last year we had like a water leak and we ended up boxing up a bunch of things, and those things just kind of like ended up in the garage, and we have this like storage room in the house that I'm trying to turn into my dream craft room. It's a whole ordeal, but long story, very short. When all of the water leak stuff happened, I ended up boxing up a lot of yarn and some craft stuff, thinking I was going to move it to the garage just for a little bit and then move it back in. Let's just say I have not moved those boxes back in, and let's just say there are probably about 20 boxes in the garage, and one of them contains my electric yarn winder. I was not going to dig through the 20 boxes to try to find the yarn winder, but I knew that I did need a yarn winder for this project, so I have actually purchased a secondary electric yarn winder, and y'all, I'm not mad about it.
I'm not mad about it. As much as I loved my initial yarn winder, I actually like this one so much more. I love the way that like the tension works on this one. It just feels so secure. You go like through the hole at the bottom, put it underneath this first spring, through another hole, through a second spring, remove the hair, which is always in our yarn. It's always going to be right. And then through the next hole, and then it goes on the yarn winder. Once we get it secure, then we can up our speed. So much better. So much better than hand winding everything. Now it's time to just wind, and then we can take a look at everything we've got and start to plan out our stash busting projects. It is the end of the third day of winding yarn.
This is all that's left of the yarn pile. It's mainly just trash and scraps and everything. And look at all of the yarn. This is so ridiculous. Oh my gosh. I'm finally done winding all the yarn, and y'all, I just finished counting. Okay, pause the video right now if you want to guess how many skeins of yarn are currently in the floor of my living room. And keep in mind, all of this started in that one big pile. Okay, are you ready for it? Drum roll, please.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 49, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140. Okay, there is what 150 looks like. We just have this to go. 160, 170, 180. 180 skeins of yarn.
I've tried to arrange all my baskets and bags to be like presentable over here, so now we can like fill them with all of the yarn. This one contains my works in progress and or just like abandoned things that maybe I can do something with. And this one already has all my macrame cord in it.
Like I said in the beginning of this video, over the next few weeks, I'm gonna be going through this and trying to stash bust, especially like some of these smaller skeins of yarn. So let me know in the comments if y'all have any ideas for clothing I can make out of some of this yarn. Now, some of the things I already have ideas for, but for the most part, I'm just like looking for ideas, more and more ideas. So let me know in the comments what y'all think I should make.
My goodness, I would say that that is a huge improvement. I'm not gonna lie, some of the bigger, bulkier yarns that I'm not gonna use till winter, I did just put away. But believe it or not, all of this is actually organized in a way that like makes sense to me. So over here we have like unique textures of yarn. And we have a basket of just cotton yarn. And then these two are just the biggest skeins of worsted weight yarn. Over here we have yarn for works in progress. And then we have the medium skeins of worsted weight yarn and the tiny skeins of worsted weight yarn. And there's a few bulky in here, but it was basically just all of like the smaller skeins. I'm so excited. Our first little granny square scrap yarn. Oh, one more. 181. 181, not just 180. Our first scrap yarn sweater shirt thing. It's not really a sweater. It's like a short sleeve sweater. So I guess it's kind of still a sweater. It's almost done and I'm so excited. I'm actually going out with some friends in a few hours. I'm wondering if I can get it done in time for us to wear it out tonight. Let's see if we can do it. So I think I like these two together and then these two together. I mean, it really doesn't matter, but I think this, sorry, the mic's gonna sound weird for a second. I think this is how it's gonna look. So first things first, I need to stitch up the entirety of both of the tops, and then I'll figure out how much of the bottom to stitch up, and then I have to stitch them together in the middle. I did not watch any tutorials from this. I've just like looked at a few different photos, and I think that's how I want it to happen. We'll see how this looks. I'm so excited. I think that this is actually going to work. I have like the underneath of the arms done. I have the middle sewn up. I'm so excited. I put on an outfit that I thought would look cute with it to wear it out tonight. I still need to weave in my ends, and then I think I want to like elongate it a little bit. So I'm gonna do a couple rows with like the granny square stitch around my waist. This is so cute. I want to make like 10 of these shirts. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited.
Look at this top. It's perfect. I love it so much. I ended up just doing 2 rows around the waist. I think that's long enough. I'm gonna wear it tonight, see how I feel. I just put it on top of like a little t-shirt that's kind of in like the same shape as the top with like the v-neck, and it's like a crop. Y'all, this is adorable. And like technically it's kind of reversible because like I can switch it up and wear like it the other way around if I want those colors more. Pretty much use the same color on every panel, but like not every single panel, and I did them all in a different order. So it's like some are more blue, some are more pink, but overarchingly it is colorful and adorable, and I love it.
We're at this coffee shop where you can also play board games, and we decided to play this game, and the way that it chooses who goes first is who is wearing the most colorful outfit.
Could be anyone, really.
Yeah, I think it's you, obviously.
It really could be.
Obviously.
Huge shot.
Last night was so much fun. One of my creator YouTube besties, Sway, was in town. So Josh and I went out to meet Sway and his friend, and in typical Nashville fashion, we got barbecue, and then we took them to Bongo East, which is this like coffee shop where they also have a bunch of board games. And so we just hung out and we played board games, and as you saw, I got to go first because my outfit was the most colorful. But now, y'all, it is already Sunday afternoon/evening, and our new video comes out tomorrow. So I'm thinking that in this video, I'm only going to be able to make one more thing, and we're gonna have to start planning for what we're gonna make next week. Before we dive into our last project of this video, let me talk about next week's project so you guys can help me get some ideas. I have this pink jean jacket that I genuinely never wear. It fits me perfectly. It is super cute. It's a super fun, bright pink color. I don't wear it. And I was like trying to figure out why don't I wear this? And I think it's because I just don't really wear bright colors in the winter and fall. And I don't really wear jean jackets in the summer. So what if we remove the sleeves? And what if we replace them with crochet sleeves and maybe even put some like crochet pouches on it, or scrumbles or pockets, something else, maybe even embroidery. I just feel like this jean jacket could be so stinking cute, but I don't know what color to make the sleeves, and I need your help. I have this color pink that is almost the exact same color. It doesn't look the same on camera. In person, this looks really, really close, like tonally, like this is a little bit darker, but it's like the same tone of pink, so it doesn't really clash, but it's almost too similar. It's almost so similar that I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if that's the vibe. The option that I'm liking most right now, I hate that I'm liking most because I actually have been saving this yarn for a different project, but I'm kind of thinking it could look really cool on here. Currently, the idea I like the most is this like ombre green. I love it so much. I have 2 skeins of it about this size. Picture like an ombre green sleeve made out of like granny square stitches, and then the cup of the sleeve maybe in like this bright pink that kind of matches the jacket. That could be so cute, and it would be like giving Wicked. I could wear it to the Wicked movie whenever I go to see it in theaters this fall. Okay, this would be really, really cute. It'd be really, really cute. Another option I was considering is this like tealish, turquoise-ish blue color and this light pink. I think the light pink is like really complementary, but it's like different enough. I think I could actually do the sleeves completely in this light pink. That would be pretty. Ooh, I could do the sleeves completely in this bluish turquoise-ish teal color. And then I could go back to pink for the cuffs. I could do stripes. I don't know. You guys have to let me know in the comments what kind of sleeves you think I should put on this jean jacket, because I think this is going to be the project for next week, but I just don't know. The other option, of course, for this is to make it similar to how we just made the granny square top, where it's true stash bussing. I use my smallest skeins. I just pick a bunch of colors that look good together and that look good with pink, and I just run for it. But I think I'm gonna save my small skeins for my scrap yarn bag that I really wanna make, like the tote bag. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think I should do with this pink jacket. I genuinely love this jacket so much. I just don't wear it, and I wanna wear it. And I think that I would wear it a lot more if it had some like airy flowy sleeves for summer. And now moving on to our last project of the video. I'm a hydrated girly. I'm always hydrated until I'm traveling. When I'm traveling, I don't have my water bottles with me and I get dehydrated, and I don't want to do that at VidCon this year. So I'm thinking I can make myself a water bottle holder, because while I was going through all my yarn, I found this yarn that I totally forgot about. I actually bought this yarn thinking I was going to make a top with it last year for VidCon, and now I'm looking at it, I'm like, this is a thick yarn. This would be a really toasty top for Southern California in the middle of summer. But the good thing about it being a little bit of a bulky yarn is that I think it would be perfectly sturdy for a water bottle holder. I think we should try it and see if I can make one that I like. I don't know for sure if I'm gonna pull this off, but I think I can. When I've made water bottle holders in the past, I just start out with a magic circle. Now this is a bulky yarn, but I am sizing down my hook size to a size 6. I think normally I would use like a 7 or 8 on this size yarn, but I really want it to be a little bit tighter, a little bit sturdier. And so because of that, I'm also just going to be doing half double crochets. A lot of the projects that I'm going to be doing over the next few weeks are going to be double crochets because honestly, it just makes the projects go by faster, but I want this water bottle holder to be really sturdy. So I think I'm just gonna do half doubles on this with a smaller hook. When I've done my water bottle holders in the past, I just go in the round around the magic circle until it's flat, and then I start my second row. And as always, whenever you're going in the round on the second row, do 2 stitches into each hole instead of just 1. And that will complete our second round. And then the third round, you usually do single, single, and then increase, single, single, increase, single, single, increase. And then the next row, you do single, 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 increase, single, 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 increase, and you just continue going on. That's like the general rule of thumb for like crocheting flat circles. It doesn't always work out that way. It kind of depends on like your yarn and your tension and your stitches and like a lot of other things. But generally speaking, that is how you crochet a flat circle. Now we're only going to be increasing our little flat circle until we get to the entire coverage of the base of my water bottle, which looks like it's going to be only 3 rounds. I should not have had this filled up while I was crocheting it, but I was genuinely thirsty, so I filled up my water bottle. 3 rows of our half double crochets perfectly fits the base of my little, what is this called? Simply Modern. I always forget the name of this. I actually thought it was SLM whenever I first got it. No, it's Simply Modern. There's just like a divider in between the S and the M. When I get to the row where I want it to like curve up around the water bottle, what I do is I do a little back loop only moment, and obviously you stop increasing because you really want it to just go straight up the water bottle. And whenever you do back loop only, it creates this really clean little like edge where it kind of pushes it all like zoop. So if you ever wonder how people make it look like there's like a really clean bottom of like their bowl or their koozie or cozy. We used to call them Huggies. Did you guys ever call them Huggies? Anyways, if you've ever wondered how people make them look really clean and curved along the edge, kind of like that, they're just going into the back loop only. There is the first row going up. Let's see if it's gonna fit the base of our water bottle. Perfect. It's just snug enough that I know it's going to be great. Now here's the one thing that's going to get a little bit weird because this water bottle has a handle. Could not remember the name for handle for a second there. Normally I would just work in the round over and over and over on a project like this if we were just going straight up like making a koozie. But I'm actually going to go around, increase, go around the other way, increase, go around the other way, because when we get to this handle, we are going to need to be doing that, going the opposite direction every single round. When we get to here, we're gonna need to leave the blank open for the handle. So we are actually going to go around, and then we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to go around the other way, chain 2, go around the other way, until we get to this very top. Then we'll do our last couple rows on top of the handle. I hope that made sense. I think it'll make sense once you see it in action. I'm done with my water bottle holder and it turned out so stinking cute. Look at this. Look at how adorable and perfect that is. Okay, can you see it? I can't see what you can see. There we go. It's perfect. I did like a little bit of a decrease around the top, so it kind of like hugs the top.
I love it. The handle hangs on the outside. It's perfect. It's going to be great for VidCon. Well, Sunflowers, I think that wraps up another one of our videos. Like I said in the beginning of this video, this is going to be a multi-part series. I'm assuming we'll just continue it into next week, or maybe skip a week and go back into it. I think we'll probably continue it into next week, especially since I'm so excited to potentially put new sleeves on this pink jean jacket. Y'all will definitely have to let me know in the comments what color you think I should add to this jean jacket. Let me know if you have any other ideas for my journey of stash busting my way to a new wardrobe. And if y'all are new here, welcome to the Sunflower family. My name is Hollyana. We do new videos every single Monday. See you in the next one.